Here we go, barista. Let's see, what should I play as white? I did two e4s. Let's go for a d4. Barista 73. Okay, knight of 6. The Budapest gambit. Okay, I defend with the knight. You can defend with the bishop and try and hold on to the pawn. This is a way of kind of giving the pawn back, but your position is not so messed up. It's a little bit hard to play the other line. Yeah, so he's just going to get that back. Let's just develop here. Yeah, it looks like he's waiting to see what I do with my bishop. Let's put it here and castle. Let's take. Then castle. My bishop is defending the c-pawn. The chess engine often likes to play f4 in these positions, but it leaves a weakness here. Can I play b4? I guess not. Let's try and prepare it. There's a funny idea in the Budapest gambit of playing the move, instead of playing a6, play a5 and lift the rook up to a6 and swing it across. I've seen that played before. But you can't move, you can't play pawn to d6 or pawn to a6 if you want to play that way. Okay, barista, what are we doing here? Yeah, I think there's nothing particularly wrong with this position. So I think the Budapest gambit is pretty playable. Nothing wrong with it for black, I mean. I'm going to get a tempo on the bishop with b5. I'm going to try and b4 rather, try and put my bishop on this good diagonal, bishop b2, and maybe work on this knight a bit. Normally instead of a6, I think they play d6 and try to develop this bishop. For example, bishop to e6 would pile up on my c-pawn here. It'd be a bit annoying. There he goes. Now he goes d6, but let's go ahead and kick this. And develop my bishop. So what am I going to do when he plays bishop to e6, though, now that I mentioned that? I could play knight to I could play knight to d5 if he plays bishop e6. Okay, so he's bringing the queen out. That's another way of attacking this pawn. I could kick the queen. The queen can't take because it's covered by the bishop, so, but it could stay along this line here. Or could it? Actually, yeah. Let's kick the queen. Get it away from that pawn. It can't stay on this line because the bishop and the pawns are covering all these squares and the knight is covering that square. So he can drop back there. He can bring his bishop forward. Maybe that's his idea here. Let's Bring my knight out. So I can trade off his bishop or his knight if things get sticky for me. Kind of expecting bishop to a3 here. h3, bishop h3, hitting my rook. If I move here, can he bring his knight in there? No, his knight, I just take it. He can try and bring his queen into this diagonal, but it's got a couple of moves, so looks like I have time to just move the rook aside. So knight back to f4 would hit the bishop and would gain a tempo, right? So let's do that. Want to get in rook to c. Rook c1 as well would threaten to kind of shut this bishop out. Let's go ahead and play that first. I don't think I'm in a hurry to play knight f4. He can push the pawn forward, I'll take it. I can sack the exchange, I'll keep taking. Comes in with the knight. Okay, so now let's go for the that bishop. And it's a little bit tricky. So he's maybe thinking of a sacrifice here on e6, e3 or f2. Yeah, let's do this. I don't think they work. The sacrifices. That one. Okay, so I can take it, and he can move the bishop with tempo. I can go back. And where does, okay, so I should think, where does the bishop go? So I go here. He moves the bishop there, I take it. So the bishop could go to c1, go back here. The queen comes in here and I take it, or the bishop goes back here. I come back here. He's not actually, I don't see a fatal attack there. I don't see a winning attack for him here. And I have the idea of pushing the pawn to c5 and playing queen to d4 and threatening mate on g7. And if he doesn't move the bishop, I'll just take it. So he moves there, yeah. So I have to step aside. So I like the idea of c5 now. Well, I have to say he's making good use of his time. We're like move 20. He's used up about half of his time. This is probably reasonable given that we have an increment. Yeah, he does that. Is that any good, though? Here, let's play here. Queen to d4 also threatens this almost mate in the corner. It's not quite a mate, is it? But it will put his king up in front of the... Ah, he goes there. Okay, so what to do? Since it's not a mate, it's a little bit annoying. He might actually take my rook. So queen here, bishop takes rook, queen here, check, king up. And I don't really have a great follow-on, do I? Queen here, here. And the king on f7 there seems safe enough. And my queen's under fire. Well, I could start with the check, I guess. Let's try this. His king has no squares. Yeah, I just noticed that. So he's got to do something like that. Now what? Could threaten again. He has to respond to that too. So now knight here. Problem is, he's got bishop there. Oh, I take it. Yes, bishop takes rook. Maybe. Okay, we'll see. I mean, I'm threatening his rook. He's threatening my rook. And after I take his rook, he needs to respond because that's going to be a mate threat there. So yeah, he does that. I do this. And what do we got? Yeah, I'm a piece up, right? Queen, rook, and 2 bishops. He's got queen, rook, and 1 bishop. And his king, his rook is still pinned. His queen is tied up to defense of the rook. And I can probably start to push this bishop back. So I'm starting to like this for me. Okay, so he came back that way. Let's go here. This threatens mate and threatens the rook. Okay, what's the best way to do this? Take the queen, king takes, rook takes. Actually, taking the queen is checkmate, right? The rook is pinned, and the king can't take it. So a nice little tactical workout in that game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Bye.